The COVID-19 pandemic has a huge impact on the fight against HIV, tuberculosis and malaria. It increases already existing inequalities and puts a high burden on communities and key populations. The world was not on track to fight the three diseases before COVID-19. However, its impact should not reverse what has been achieved within the last decades. We need a strong and fully funded global fund based on human rights principles. What we certainly don't need is a fragmented and weakened global health system based on security concerns.
We learned a lot from our interview partners. Let's apply the lessons.
Thank you.
So first of all, thanks so much for agreeing to talk to us, and please say only that you feel comfortable with, so don't feel forced to anything. So if some of the questions to get too close or whatever, then you just say, I'm not going to respond to that. So you really have the absolute full control on what you're saying. So this is really important for us, okay?
My name is Ani Herna Sari. I'm from Surabaya, East Java, Indonesia. I am a TB MDR survivor and my education. I'm also a PhD student with a bad English. Indonesia is the third country after India and China with the largest TB burden in the world. And in 2020, it is estimated around that 271 million people are. There are around more than 500,000 people living with HIV, and in addition, about 96,000 deaths because of tuberculosis, and it is estimated that 4,700 TB patients are people with HIV positive and also a TB patient. And currently, I am an active TB advocate in Surabaya at my district. I joined the survivor community organization called Perkumpulan Rekat Surabaya, and also engaged with the nationally association survivor community organization called POP TB Indonesia. I am also a new GFAN member and also TB Women Steering Committee under the Stop TB Partnership. I get TB twice. The first, I get MDR TB because I was misdiagnosed that moment. And then the second one, I got infected from my brother. And that moment, me and my child get TB at the same time. I have a bad experience, and that is unforgettable for me. And I don't want any other woman have bad experience like I have been through with my child.
Can you talk a little bit about TB-related discrimination? Does that exist in your country? When I did, about 2 years ago, I did read first about discrimination related to tuberculosis. And I was surprised to me because I really did not know anything about that. And I thought, oh my God, this is really similar somehow similar to HIV. How do you address that? Is this a topic in your country? And is this a topic in the community living with tuberculosis?
This is my own story. I get TB MDR because I was misdiagnosed. That moment I start treatment on November 2011 and finished in 2013. And during the treatment, I was pregnant, and you can imagine, and that moment I felt the side effect of medication more extremely. And that moment I still get injection every day, and for the 6 months ahead, and I get side effect from nausea, vomiting, and every day regularly had a pain to my bones. And that moment I had Caesar surgery during my 8-month pregnancy because my water broke. And that moment I get the stigma and discrimination because they put me in the place like isolated, they call isolated classroom, that where everyone can see you, and then you can imagine that moment somebody order you to take off your clothes and one by one change into hospital clothes, and you can imagine that if that happened to you, even you have been MDR TB treatment for 9 or 10 months therapy where the TB bacteria have been converted negative. I have converted negative from the first month therapy. So that is like the most embarrassing time of my life. Then I think that my privacy was ignored, and that moment I was on display. So that was the most embarrassing. My child also get discriminated too, because he have to put in the isolated room, and then the nurse don't want to get the milk when he was starving. So the bottle was put in the right side head, and she have to drink like this. And after 8 days, he get out from the hospital. His head is flatter, his right head. I don't want any other woman or maybe child will be written like me.
Did you experience discrimination from friends and family members as well in the community?
I close myself, so that moment I like stigmatize myself, so I move back from the life, so I become more what you call alone, and I don't want anybody get close to me because I don't want them to get infected by me that moment. So but luckily my family was support me, and all friends are support me also.
Self-stigma is something that we really know from the HIV field, living with HIV, having this sort of periods of isolation and trying to deal with that. Not many people know that this is quite similar to the tuberculosis response. So thanks so much for that. I think this is really absolutely powerful.
Indonesia is like, for me, still facing various complexity of challenge and obstacle, including the scope of quality of program and the service that still need to be improved, as well as prevention and mitigation effort that have not been running optimally. So there's still many people living with HIV, tuberculosis who have not been reached for treatment, and the financing for several programs is still dependent on international financial assistance. With the Global Fund funding, we are also given capacity building to how to get contact tracing, and we also learn how to advocate. The main problem is the contact tracing. So people feel like ashamed. The stigma and discrimination still very high in Indonesia, and when they feel stigmatized and discrimination, they will go far away from the community, and they will move to another district, and it will make the spread of the TB and the HIV also become undetectable. So that is the big problems, I think.
Why are people ashamed to have tuberculosis?
Because they know that that is infectious disease, and the awareness of people are very lacking here. When you get TB, some people think that that is infectious, and if you get close with them, you will get infected too.
What is the added value and the impact of the Global Fund?
With the Global Fund, the patient get the transportation money assistance, which although not much, but it can be very helpful for the patient which is undergoing the treatment, because almost not all, but almost all the TB people live with TB, especially MDR TB, they are from the lower economic, and they are mostly unworking person. So the money assistance from the Global Fund is very helpful. And then the patient also get the free medicine until they are declared cured. So it is very helpful, and that is the support from the Global Fund. Many are the survivor. They are involved to be a patient supporter during the Global Fund in Indonesia. The pandemics come around March 2020. They spread very fastly that moment. People were afraid to come to the health facility because they are afraid of COVID, and we know that the decreased TB and HIV case finding also hampered because of outreach, and we can move freely because there are restriction on activities. It's like that moment everyone get panic because suddenly COVID is in all over Indonesia.
Germany is a rich country, you know that, and we know, our government knows as well that it's a rich country, and Germany is one of the main contributors to the Global Fund. So what would you expect from Germany for the next replenishment? What would be your message to encourage our government to put more money into the Global Fund? There might be something.
Like your best arguments to convince the German government.
Yes, I said that I cannot choose where I want to be born and raised, and I also cannot choose where I will live, in a rich family or in a poor family. But what I believe that every human being has the same right to be free from all disease, free not to get sick, and free to breathe. So I hope that we still get the assistance to finance to the 3 infectious disease, TB, HIV, and malaria, which until now are still the main enemies for developing country and poor country, to overcome them. And we do that, save more life with the Global Fund. And I'm sorry if my English, and I'm sometimes forget what I have to say. Even my head say something in Indonesia language, but sometimes I forgot what is in English.
Don't you worry. This is your English is perfect, and
Yes.
we are all in the same situation because we are no native speakers, so we always have to fish for the right words as well. So don't worry. Thanks so much. This was really absolutely powerful. Some of our questions might have been really simple, like tuberculosis and discrimination and all of that. And I raised that because not many people know about that, and not many people know how similar both diseases are. And I think you really made absolutely great statements. So thanks so much for that.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.